Hello everyone, we're going to learn transformations today. Make sure you have a graphing calculator. We're going to graph on the graphing calculator. Please clear your calculator. We're going to press Y equal. We're going to type Y equals X. X is right here. And then we're going to press graph. So this is your Y equals X. We're going to use that as a parent equation and make this graph more steep, less steep, move up on the Y, move down on the Y, and flip across the origin. Hints: multiply X with a number, add or subtract something from X, use negative numbers. Go back to your graphing calculator, press Y equal, Y1, Y equals X, that's your original equation. Press enter. We're going to make this more steep. So for Y equals X, your slope is 1X. So if I want to make the slope bigger, more steep, you can use any number bigger than 1. So I can do 2X. And then if I press graph, you can see the line is steeper. This is the original, that's the new one. So let's make it less steep. Go back to Y equal, press enter, go to Y3. If I want to make it less steep, because my original X has a 1 as a slope, anything less than 1 will make it less steep. So I can use 1/2. Press X, graph, and then you can see that graph is less steep from the original. If I want to move up and down on the Y, what do you think we should do from the X? If I want to go up on the Y, I can actually add a number. I'm going to try X plus 2. And look what happens. It goes up by 2 on the Y. This is your Y axis. And then if I want to go down from there, press enter, go to Y5, X minus 3. Press graph. If I subtract, you can see that the line is going down on the Y axis. If I want to flip across the origin from Y equals X, the original equation, how about I use negative 1X or negative X? Press negative X, and then if I press graph there, it flips across the origin. So, conclusions for Y equals X: the coefficient, if it's greater than 1, graph gets steeper. If it's less than 1, which is fraction, we use 1/2, the graph gets flatter. If we use negative, which is negative X, it flipped across the origin. For the constant, when we use positive, the graph moves up. When we use negative, graph moves down. So the coefficient is actually your slope. The constant is your y-intercept. So let's try another one. I'm going to ask you to hit second plus 712 and clear your calculator. Go back to Y equal. We're going to press 2X plus 5 this time. And then if you press graph, this is Y equals 2X plus 5. Let's translate 2 units up, 5 units down on the Y axis. So press Y again, press enter. So if I want to move 2 units up, we're going to, from the y-intercept 5, we can add 2. So let's write this down first. So we're going to do Y equals 2X stays the same, the slope stays the same, 2 units up on the y-intercept, we're going to add 2 to 5. So this is going to be plus 7. So I add 2 to 5. And then if I move 5 units down, from 5, subtract 5. So 5 minus 5 is 0. So y equals 2x plus 0, which is 2x. So let's try this on the graphing calculator. So here we can do 2x plus 7. And then press enter. Let's do just 2x. And then let's graph everything. So you can see it's going up and then going down from the original graph. Let's do twice as steep and half as steep. So this is your slope here. So twice will be times 2. So multiply 2 to the slope. So 2 times 2 is 4. And then this stays the same, the y-intercept. If I want to do half as steep, divide 2 by 2. Half of 2 is 1. So y is 1x, which is x. And this just stays the same. So let's try these on the graphing calculator. Go to y equal again. Press 4x plus 5. Hit enter. Let's do x plus 5. Press graph. You can see that the slope is changing, twice as steep and half as steep. Okay, so let's do another one. Consider the equation y equals negative x minus 4. So let's translate 3 units up. So if I want to go up, we use the, look at the y-intercept here. And then I'm going to add 3 to negative 4. So everything stays the same. Just add 3 to the y-intercept. So negative 4 plus 3 will be negative 1. 2 units up, 3 times as steep. So 2 units up will be negative 4 plus 2, which is negative 2 for the y-intercept. But 3 times as steep. When they say steep, they're talking about the slope. So for negative x, if you don't have anything, you have a 1 there, so it's negative 1. So 3 times negative 1 will be 3x, negative 3x. And then if you want to flip across the origin, instead of negative x, it's going to be positive x. And then y-intercept stays the same. And then 2 units down, flip across the origin. So 2 units down, subtract 2 from negative 4. So that's going to be negative 6. And then flip across the origin. Instead of negative, we do positive. So it's going to be this. So when they say up and down, you add or subtract on the y-intercept, the constant. If they say steep or they flip across, you work with the slope, which is the coefficient in front of x. So let's consider the graph y equals half x plus 2. Let's translate twice as steep 3 units down. So you're going to, steep means slope. So right here, this is your slope, 1 over 2. Twice as steep, so you're going to do 2 times 1 over 2, which is 1. So that's going to be 1x. And then 3 units down, we're talking about up and down on the y-intercept here. So do 2 minus 3, which is negative 1. So this is going to be a new equation when you translate. Let's write the second equation. Flip across the origin. So right here, we're going to do negative So instead of positive 1 over 2, negative 1 over 2. And then that's your slope, new slope. And then 2 units down, subtract 2 from 2, which is 0. So I'm not going to do plus 0 here. That's your new equation. Half as steep, 4 units up. So half as steep, steep is for the slope. So half of 1 over 2 will be 1 over 4. So half divided by 2 is 1 over 4, x. And then 4 units up, add 4 to 2, which is 6. Add to the y-intercept. So that's your third equation. And then the last one, flip across the origin. So we're going to use negative 1 over 2, but 4 times as steep. So multiply that by 4. So that's going to be negative 2. And then 6 units down, subtract 6 from here, which is 2 minus 6, negative 4. So this is your new equation. Graph transformation. Consider the graph and translate 4 units down. So this is your original graph. We're going to go 4 units down, which means on the y-axis. So from the y-axis, you're going to go 4 units down. So look at the y-axis. Pick a point, the y-intercept. And from there, you're going to go 4 units down. 1, 2, 3, 4. So this is your new point. So go to this graph and put a dot on negative 1. And then you can pick another point right here on the graph and go 1, 2, 3, 4 units down. So put a point there. So I'm going to go over here, draw that new point right here. It's negative 2 and negative 5. Once you have 2 points, you're going to connect the dots and graph. If you have a ruler, please use a ruler. And then this is 4 units down. You just translate it from here to here. So consider the graph. Let's go 2 units up. So pick a point and then go 1, 2. So that's the new point. 2 units up. So I'm going to put a point here. And then you're going to pick another one, maybe this one. 1, 2. So pick another one from the graph. And then you put the point here, new points. And then use your ruler and connect these 2 dots. Let's do one more. Please pause the video and I want you to try this one. And then you're gonna check it when you're done. Pause the video. So I picked 2 points and I went 4 units up on the y. And here's my new graph.